Hi, welcome to another video. Today we have a new model. Wearing gloves this time because I don't know, sometimes my hands might get sweaty and I don't want to get sweat on this model. So first of all, just cut the box. My blade's a little bit. This has my censored address. Boom. Just like that. Yeah. Downward. Right here is our model. Little slip. A little slip of bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. You know, bubble wrap just bubble wrap. I love bubble wrap, so I'm keeping it because I love bubble wrap. And then paper and this is such a beautiful model. I'll disassemble the box quick, just for room reasons. I gotta disassemble my box to save room, you know. So the Junyo fighter group. I believe this fighter group is from 1942, if I'm correct. With a little bit of history, I will maybe do some history on the Zero during this video, but this is mainly on the model and not the aircraft. Let's get to the model. So this model has a Velcro holding it. This is from the fighter group, and let's find where you open. Here it is. So witty wings. This is a witty wings model, which I'm doing to compare. This is a UK company model. UK model company. The box is very, very tight, so I gotta carefully get this out. So, has this here. So the landing gear is not interchangeable, which is very sad. I was told that it could be interchangeable, so I could display a good landing gear. I will return it. I'm disappointed. Here is the model. Here it is. Very, very free spinning propeller with a mixture of die cast and plastic parts. And yeah, even this part's die cast. Let's put a landing gear inside. So the landing gear seems to be very sensitive. So I was reading the Flying Mule website about this model, and I was told that it had a landing gear up and down, but it's a witty wing, so I kind of expected it to be a lie, which it is. See, there's no up and down gear setting for the model. It's only down. So Flying Mule does not really have the most reliable information for on your models. Most of the time it's accurate, but not this time. Yeah, it is honestly very struggling. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I just can't even get in the rear landing gear with any effort I put into here. Jeez. Jeez. Should we just lose it or spend like the oh, there we go. Oh, god damn it. This is the back landing gear. Yeah, the back landing gear doesn't even stay in. Yeah. I just lost it. I just lost the landing gear. Yeah, so I'm gonna glue that in. So here's the model without the rear landing gear. Stand is taped to the bottom. So here's the model. I found it, so let me just. This model cannot handle any form of weight at all on the rear landing gear. And it just popped out. So yeah, let me just. Okay, no, this is not. Here it is. The Witty Wings A6M2 0. I have a couple complaints for it. Number one is, honestly, the detail is pretty good, but you can tell it's missing a couple of parts. Like here, it's very hard to tell. But right here, there's a little very faint indent here. And there goes the back landing gear again. Where that indent is where these are supposed to be, which I believe they probably forgot to add those. So first of all, let's see. But I don't know what year release this model is, but I do want to compare it to a model I got for a similar price. I'm gonna take out the gear because it's a hassle to keep them in. Here it is. So then make sure everything's in. The mold is decently accurate. So, which model am I going to compare this to? I'm going to compare this to the Corgi A6M2 0, which this is a 2001 release. I got this actually, both got these for a similar price. Got this one for $57, while I got this one for $52 or $55. So this one actually has oil on the model or this is either oil or residue from where the little tape on the top of the plane was. But yeah, there's a little bit of residue from it left over. So for mold accuracy, they both very nice, very accurate. So for look wise, honestly, the Witty Wings has a less accurate antenna on the model and a shorter one than the Corgi one, which is the correct length and the right accuracy. With a cockpit paint job, Corgi has a more realistic cockpit paint job. Wow. Witty Wings has a more realistic cockpit geometry, or the geometry of the cockpit is more close to the actual zero. While both wingspans are the same, they both have panel lines etched in. The Corgi ones are more bold, the panel lines, compared to this one, which is, I like it like this, where it's a little faint, and it looks nice with the faint panel lines. And then, so every zero, depending on what era it's in, has a different cockpit color. But most of the time, it's Mitsubishi green. But they both. But here's one thing. Every zero's gear well will be different colors, depending on what year it's made in and what place it's served in. So I'll pop these off. So this served in 1942, where the gear wells were silver, which this one got accurate. I believe this one, this one was served for a while, so it doesn't show where it was serviced in, where most zeros, looking at this, A2, this is A2, so it's a Junyo fighter group model, which most Junyo fighter group aircraft had the blue-green metallic. It's called metallic blue-green gear well. Propeller, both are accurate decaling. This one is actually a little bit larger in length than the real one, while this one has accurate size and length. So, and they both spin very loosely. It's really, and so for this zero, so I feel like it'd be more worth to buy this one. This is more bang for your buck. And the stand is acrylic as well. It's a nice acrylic. I polish it every night just so it won't get messed up when I display it. So, Witty Wings, yeah, even getting down to the cowling, Corgi had more accurate because it doesn't have it's more accurate on that side because it doesn't have any exhausts on the bottom. Now, I'm going to compare this to another model, 172nd model I own from a different company, which is called a D'Agostini, which I bought this for 15 pounds, which translates to about 30 USD. I bought it for 30 USD, I believe. I don't know how much pounds, but I believe it was 30 pounds. So, here is the D'Agostini model. These panel lines aren't etched in, but painted on. But they both have similar molds. The cockpit are both almost the exact same geometry if you look at them. And for mold realism, for which one's the closest to a real zero, A6M2 zero. Let's get this one back again. For which one is closest to A6M0, this one has even the exhaust on the bottom. It's black though, so you can't really see it good. You can see that one there very faintly, just like even the Corgi has black exhausts. The shade makes it poke out a little bit more. But yeah, this one both have exhaust. main thing I do want to compare is it all released similar times. Should be. This one does not show what year. Surprisingly, it doesn't show. Oh, this is a Junyo fighter group. I'm sorry for calling it Junko. I'm sorry. Must confuse it with something else. Yeah, so this doesn't show what year it was released in. I wish it did show so I could compare the molds more accurately, because I do have 2016, 2001, and 2021 molds. So swap it out with the 2021 mold, because I have a 2012 mold and this one's more closer. So first of all, they all have the gun barrel over here painted black on all models. But I believe it's most prominent on the Corgi model. And they all have accurate gear weld coloring for their era. So actually this one served later in the war, later in the war, while these were served. These were both actually flown during Pearl Harbor. This one was flown in the second wave of Pearl Harbor, while this one was flown during the first wave, I believe. Well, this one is lacking and also exceeds in accuracy at the same time. So first of all, these both have pitot tubes. This one is metal. It's a metal pitot tube, and it's a little bit thick, so it has more durability. Well, this one has. This one's really nice because that one is this pitot tube is a two-part, is a separate part from the whole wing. Well, this one also has a die-cast pitot tube and is painted more accurately, and is part of the wing, and it was molded with it. Wow. Down here, we have holes for accessories. And surprisingly, I just realized there's actually a screw hole on the bottom. I didn't even realize that. But the main thing is, all propellers are painted accurately. This one, actually, the pilot was unknown, but this one, this registration was supposed to be BII120, I believe, and was found. This aircraft was found crashed on the island of Niihau and is still there. There is one displayed in Pearl Harbor, but that registration is painted on. The original registration was EII-102, which I am building a 1/72nd scale model of that registration due to it being very rare to find a 1/72nd scale model, a die-cast model or a plastic model in that registration. First of all, a detail that this plane shares with D'Agostini is the red dots here. These two red dots, and how the red pad is done. It's done as almost a rectangle missing the final line, just like on our D'Agostini model, and for all models the lights are painted on. Like this one also has the red dots here, and also there's one here, which all zeros do have, but it isn't shown on any. But this one at least has 2 or 3, which this one also shaped like this, where it's missing one side. This is the only one that has Japanese lettering on it. So this is the only model that has the Japanese lettering and marking, and has more detailed markings on it. So this one is really good at realism for giving. I really love the effort they put into this model, and is a bang for your buck in detail. If you're gonna display this figure down, I do recommend gluing in the tail wheel though. I really do recommend that. But looking at the model, it's really nice. And how it's molded is I can actually display this model with the drop tank on, unlike all these other, unlike the D'Agostini model and the Corgi model, which you can't display them with the drop tank on it. And the stand holes back here on this one, where the drop tank is over here. While the D'Agostini model, the drop tank hole is here, while the stand hole is right behind it. While this one, the drop tank holes are here, the stand's also right behind it. So the main thing I do want to compare boxes. So the D'Agostini model boxes is a multiple part. I'm sorry that my voice is cracking a lot. My throat is sore, so it's kind of messing around with my voice. One thing that the D'Agostini model has that none other of the models have is it comes with an information book with every single D'Agostini model that you get. This one has information on the Model 21-0, which also there's one on the A6M Model 11. But they're all in Japanese. It does show on the back, I believe this is what issue it is. This is a 22, 19, and 11. This doesn't go by its plain model. This is, and it shows on the back instruction manual and how it's displayed. It has an instruction manual to swap the landing gear up and down. The little gear doors are also swappable. It shows that the propeller does detach. So yeah, let me show you. So yes, this model's propeller does detach. It just saves you like a 1/4 inch of room. If you're really low in space, and the smallest bit of room saving really helps you buy D'Agostini. But this one, the immense detail and lovely detail on this is amazing. The box is amazing detail. Shows the inside. It shows its specs right here. Specs right here. And right here. And there's the price tag. And shows a fighter group. It's from Junyo, which my silly butt has been calling it Junko. Shows, it gives a warning. It says 14 plus in multiple language. It says it in Dutch, US English, and UK English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and can I tell that? The last one, I do not know which the last one is. On the back, it's amazing. Too, it shows all the it doesn't show all the panel lines, but it has more. It shows how the plane was actually made. It shows parts. Has most of the panel lines shown there. But some things, they kind of inaccurately scaled the cowling to be too big, especially the air vent on the bottom. And kind of like some geometry is a little off on the model, but it's not super popular model company. So I gotta say, reviewing this and comparing to all my other models, I gotta say it depends on how you display your model, if it's worth it. This one is worth it if you want to display your model gear down. It will not be worth it if you want to display your model with gear up, which I like displaying gear up. For photos, I do gear down. So let me put this model A, put here, yeah. The show head. the detail actually in the bottom of the wing are very similar to this one. This back. So it's very lovely. I love the effort that Witty Wings has put into this mold. Effort it can be shown. I wish they did have a gear up and gear down option. What I do like about Witty Wings is it doesn't have their company name etched into the bottom of the model, unlike Corgi. It has their, you can feel it, you might not be able to see it, but they have their company name etched on the bottom. So it's much better. So this one I bought for $100, which I gotta say, buying this $55 model, I'm like, man, I just got proved wrong for buying that $100 model. So the detail and everything is nice. The geometry is more accurate than the box art, and they actually have more detail. It's really hard to see because, yeah, I put it close so you can't see it, but it does have an iron sight inside the cockpit for when you shoot the guns, and has all the parts here. This is more, I believe, the A6M2 wing. It looks like mixture. Yes, the detail of the wing is a hybrid between the A6M2 and the A6M2. The thing that this model company does compared to all the others is it has holes for the wing. It has holes for the wing guns. See, Agostini did it with their Model 11 and their green Model 21. Here, see, gun holes. Both have gun holes. Here's side to side, or back to back, bottom to bottom. I don't know. So yeah, this one has more realistic geometry, even though the antennas is attachable and detachable. So I always have it detached so I won't lose it. Yeah, this one has more realistic geometry. This one, Witty Wings really makes up in detail though. So I will gladly display this after this video. If there's any questions in the comments, if anybody even makes a comment, if you have any questions, I'll either, I will respond to your comment. I will respond to the question, but I won't always have a perfect answer for your question. So just hope I have the right answer for you. I'm sorry about all the voice cracks I've been having. Must be annoying. But before we end off this video, let's take out the long-awaited stand. It's just taped to the box, which, unlike the Agostini and Corgi, it's actually mold. They make a mold area where you can take it out. But yeah. Yeah, stuck. It's stuck. There we go. This tape, its adhesive is very, very strong. To end off this video, stand comes in 3 parts. Here it is. Part number 1. Push it in, slide it back. And now you just lock that part in. And I'll put in the gears. This is backwards. Do really love that. These Witty Wings model are like Corgi too when it's to their landing gear. where it just falls out. You just gotta trust the model to hold in your landing gear. Like, at least this side holds in well, but the other side holds in all right, but very, very loose. Here's a model. The hole is actually bigger than the stands part. Yeah, here it is. Very, a basic part. Usually has the plain model type, but this one doesn't. This one is A6M2B0. If anybody is curious on its model. I'm gonna put everything back together. Have a little bit nice looking display for you guys to display the box and the model together. So I will be making another unboxing video next Monday, which will be my last one for a few months. Here it is, the box. So thank you for watching this long video. So I do recommend that if you're new to die-cast collecting, to buy this. But if you just want a good-looking model, buy Easy Model. The company's called not Easy Models, but Easy Model. Buy Easy Model if you do want as a beginner collector for models. If you're a beginner at die-cast collecting, Witty Wings or the Agostini is the way to go with their very good prices. The Agostini usually goes from a range to $20 to $70, while these usually go, it stays at a solid price from 50 to, stays at a solid 50 to 60-ish price. The wheels do spin. That's very nice. So yeah, this one is really good. Die-cast display. So time for it to go with all my other IJN and USAF models. Make sure nothing fell out. So I'll show you. So here we go. We have our Witty Wings A6M2 We have our Corgi A6M2 This one's, the stand doesn't hold up perfect. We have another Corgi A6M2 We have the Easy Model P40B. We have a Corgi F3U1 Corsair. We have a Agostini type A6M2 A0 or model 11-0. A6M2B or model 21-0. Nakajima B5N2K or type 97. And then have the F4U1D. This one actually, this registration is currently flown by the CAF, aka the Commemorative Air Force. Thank you for tuning in. See you Monday or whenever I upload the videos, because I don't have a constant upload. I don't have a perfect upload schedule, so I'm sorry about that. Have a nice day, night, or afternoon. I will be, my last video will have semi-complete history on the model and with registrations of the plane to somewhat identify it. So see you in that video where I show you how to ID A6M2s, and I'll see you in another one.